Hello and welcome to today's edition of Daf Yomi, the Bekhorot Daf 50 Omadei. Rabbi Yochanan says, if one wishes to know how much to give for redemption of the firstborn son, take the worn-out gold dinars of Hadrian and Trajan. So what's that? So there's a picture here of a bust of Hadrian on 343, if you have the same edition, the Steinschels. Dinar Hadriana Triana. This apparently refers to coins minted by the Caesars Hadrian, who ruled during the years 117 to 138 CE, and Trajan, who ruled immediately before him during the years 798 to 117 CE. This coin was minted in Attilia Capitolina, the city established by Hadrian on the ruins of Jerusalem. It is therefore possible that the silver used in minting these coins originated in temple treasury, where large amounts of silver had been received for the payment of the half shekel, which was collected in an attempt to renew the temple service during the rebellion against the Romans. The other footnote, Rashi explains that these are the coins of the Caesars Hadrian and Trajan, which were minted in Jerusalem and were very worn out due to their age. Although Rashi also writes that Shaifa is the name of a king, it does not mean that there was a king Shaifa. Rather, the name of the king is worn out, says the Rashash. Others explain this is referring to a specific coin that is round, Hadriana, and large, Teriana, and that's from the Tosfot site in Beinu Tam, which are sold at 25 dinars, and deduct from them 1/6. And these that remain are the 5 seller that one must give for the redemption of the firstborn, i.e. 20 dinars, as there are 4 dinars in a seller. The Gemara challenges. 1 second. After deducting 1/6 from 25, one is not left with 20 dinars, but 21 dinars less 1/6, a danka of a dinar. So what does that mean? 1/6. Danka is a Persian monetary unit that appears in Middle Eastern sources as dang. Like the Aramaic ma'a, it constituted 1/6 of a dinar. Well, they deduct 1/6 and another dinar, and these are the left for the redemption of the firstborn son. The Gemara challenges, but this calculation is still inexact, as the sum is 20 dinars less 1/6 of a dinar. Well, the first deduct 1 dinar from the remainder, i.e. 24 dinars, deduct 1/6, and these that are left are 5 silver coins that one must give for redemption of the first one. The Gemara notes that these are a weight of 20 matkale. So what's that? Matkale, the term matkal in the Talmud, generally means weight. In the period of the Gaonim, which is when this clause appears to have been added to the Gemara, it referred to a small golden dinar used in Muslim lands. This coin weighed 4.25 grams, and its name is derived from the Arabic mithkal of the small golden dinars known as makale. Some commentators note that this clause was added to the Gemara by the Gaonim, who evaluated the coins based on the coinage in circulation in that day. Tosfot on 49b, and see also Rashi, which are worth 28.5 dinars, and half of a sixth of a dinar in Arabian silver dinars. Rava says the biblical seller coins, i.e. the shekels that must be given for the redemption of the firstborn, are each 3 1/3 of dinars in weight, not 4 dinars. As this is written, the shekel is 20 geva in Exodus 30:13, which we translate 20 geva as 20 ma'ah. As it taught in a Braita, 6 silver ma'ah equals a dinar. If so, 20 ma'ah, which is equal to the seller of the Torah, is worth 3 1/3 dinars. The Gemara raises an objection from a Braita, which discusses the halacha of one who redeems an ancestral field from the temple treasury. The Torah states, the one who consecrates his field in the Jubilee year gives it as its redemption. For each of the upcoming 49 years, 50 seller for each area fit for the sowing of a quart of barley seed. In this regard, the sages have said that one gives the seller a pundion, which is half a ma'ah per year. The Braita notes a discrepancy here. But in the seller coin of the sanctuary, there are 48 pudayon, which means that according to the statement of the sages, the redemption for 49 years amounts to 49 seller, and 49 Padayan. 50 selah per dayan, one per dayan more than the sum required by the Torah. The Brisa explains, this per dayan, what is its function? Is it a premium, a kilbon? What's a kilbon? Kilbon, from the Greek kolobon, which means an amount. For exchanging the seller into a padayan. In any case, this Brisa teaches there are 48 padayan in the seller of the Torah, which is 24 ma'ah. This contradicts the statement of Rava, who said that the seller of the Torah is worth only 20 ma'ah. The Gemara answers. The Gemara answers the Brisa is referring to the period after the sages added. Basar de Osifu. The shekel stated in the Torah is called a seller by the sages, and the gera mentioned in the Torah is a ma'ah in the terminology of the sages. The sages added 1 sixth to the coins. The seller is worth 4 dinars, and a dinar 6 ma'ah. So the Rambam says for the manim, Yochad Shekalim 1-3, so Yochad Avichim 4-3, 1 sixth to the coins. A 4 ma'ah to each seller, as is taught in the Brisa. With regard to the verse, 20 gera shall be the shekel. Leviticus 27:25. We learn from here that with regard to the shekel mentioned in the Torah, that it is 20 gera. And from where is it derived that if one wants to add to the number of ma'ah in the shekel, he may add? I think the commentators disagree with regard to how this addition was carried out in practice. Some say that the Sanhedrin authorized the increase, and they mandated the evaluation of the shekels of the Torah based on the new rate. Accordingly, there was no halachic significance in the name of the coins, as in Ishchot and Mishpat 16:14. Others maintain the addition was instituted by the ruling authorities. The Brisa teach that one must follow the value of the silver coins determined by the government, only when they add to it, not when they reduce it. Tipana Paneach and Shekalim 1-4. The verse states 20 gerahs shall be the shekel, whereby the term shall be denotes an increase. One might have thought that one may reduce the number of ma'ah in the shekel to fewer than 20, therefore the verse states the same is 20 gerah. In Numbers 18:16, i.e. it must not be fewer than that. The Gemara later, Rav Ashi sent 17 dinars. Rav Ashi Sadeh Le Sivsa Zuzeh. Rav Ashi's opinion apparently contradicts the ruling of the Brisa, from which a deal contradicts against the opinion of Rava. As the Brisa states that they added to the measure of a shekel. Some claim that although the sages added 1 sixth to the measure of the shekel mentioned in the Torah, nevertheless with regard to the redemption of the firstborn, one must pay in accordance with the original rate. Ritva on Kedushim 11a, citing his teacher. The Brisa refers to other areas of Torah law, e.g. payments of a rapist and the defamer, see Marit al-Ghazi. It is also possible that the Brisa is addressing the general concept of adding to the value of coins, i.e. it permits the members of a city to add to measures and rates, but not to decrease them, due to the concern that this would lead to error and confusion. This would then be consistent with the Gemara in Bava Batra 98 that states, when we not increase matters or the value of a coin by more than 1 sixth of its previous value. To Rav Ahaz son of Ravina, priest, for the redemption of the firstborn son. Along with the money, Rav Ashi sent him the following message: let the master send me back the extra 1/3 of a dinar that is included in the sum. Since according to Rava, the son of the Torah is worth 3 1/3 dinars, 5 son amounts to 16 dinars and 2/3, which is 1/3 less than the 17 dinars he sent. Rava sent him in response, let the master send me the other 3 dinars that the sages added to them. As after the sages added the son of the Torah, 5 selah are equal to 20 dinars, 3 more than the 17 Rav Ashi sent. The Gemara continues to discuss the value of coins. Rabbi Hanina says, any silver shekel that is stated in the Torah book which is unspecified is referring to 1 selah. Additionally, any unspecified silver shekel mentioned in the prophets is a silver litra. What's the litra? From the Greek litra, which is equivalent to the Roman litra. This term has several meanings in Greek, including a measure of volume, a measure of weight, and the name of a coin. A Greek litra weighs 327 grams, weighing 25 selah, and an unspecified silver shekel mentioned in the writings is in centenaria and kintorim. What's that? Kintorim from the Greek centenarios and the Latin centenarius. It denotes an item whose weight or number is related to 100. Silver weighing 100 selah. In the case throughout the Bible, except for the silver of Ephron, where even though it's written in Torah shekels of silver without specification, it is a centenaria. As it is written for the shekels of silver, current money with the merchant in Genesis 23:16. This means that the silver was acceptable as shekels everywhere, and there is a place where they call a centenarius a shekel. With regard to the worn-out dinars of Hadrian and Trajan mentioned earlier, Rabbi Hoshaya says, the sages wished to sequester all of the silver and gold in the world because of the silver and gold of Jerusalem. What does that mean? Kaspar Uzhava Shel Yerushalayim. Rashi explains that this refers to the consecrated silver located in the chamber of the temple treasury. Elsewhere, Rashi states that it refers to the available silver in all of Jerusalem, as most of it was consecrated, Avodah 52b. Others maintain refers to the silver used for redeeming both consecrated property and the second tithe that people would bring to Jerusalem, Rebbeinu Gershom Mel Hagolah, Tishakolim 7:2, i.e. that which was kept in the temple treasury and was appropriated by Gentiles and mixed with other silver and gold. They did not permit its use until they found the verse in the Torah indicating that it is permitted, as is stated, and robbers shall enter into it and profane it. In Ezekiel 7:22, this verse teaches that once robbers plunder the silver and gold, it is profane and does not retain the sanctity of the Gemara asks. And is Jerusalem the majority of the world, such that all of the silver and gold of the world shall be prohibited due to concern that it comes from Jerusalem? Rather, Abai said the sages wished to sequester all of the worn-out dinars of Hadrian and Trajan because of the coins of Jerusalem, as these coins contain a large quantity of the temple treasury's gold and silver, until they found a verse in the Torah indicating that it is permitted, as is stated, and robbers shall enter into it and profane it. That's the end of the Omid. Thank you for listening, and wish you a very good day. All the best. Bye.